Hi everyone, Miss Merritt here. In this video, I'll be walking you through an overview of your next project, and I'll be providing a collection of resources aimed at helping you learn better and achieve your project goal. For this project, you will become an innovative designer. According to the International Society for Technology and Education, known as ISTE, students who are preparing to work and contribute in the real world must know how to use a variety of technologies within a design process to identify and solve problems by creating new, useful, or imaginative solutions. Simply put, you will identify a real world problem that you are passionate about and create one potential solution in response to that problem. We solve hundreds of problems in our everyday life. Sometimes they are small, like deciding what to eat for lunch, and other times they are really big, like finding a solution to that mysterious sound your car keeps making when you take it on the highway. As you get older, these everyday problems become more and more serious. How will I pay rent? How will I meet a deadline my boss has provided? How will I de escalate an angry customer? And so many more. Other times, you will be tasked to find specific solutions or create meaningful designs related to whatever work you decide to do. Therefore, it is clear that being able to design solutions to a variety of problems is critical to both your professional and personal life beyond school. So, we will spend time over the next few weeks working through some problem solution design steps so we can build up those important muscles. So, what does this entail? Let's take a second to look at how ISTE breaks down this process. According to the ISTE standards for students, there are 4 key steps to becoming an innovative designer. The first step is that students know how to use a deliberate design process in order to find creative solutions to problems. The second step is students use digital tools to plan and manage this design. The third step is that students develop and test their prototypes using the design process. And lastly, students exhibit a tolerance for ambiguity and perseverance in order to solve these open-ended problems. And what that means is that you persist until you find at least one potential solution. Now, this sounds like a lot, but we've actually covered all of this in class when we learned and read about the design process. With this in mind, you will use the following discussion question to guide you through this project. Based on the design process we've covered in class, how would you design a solution to a real-world problem that is important to you? If you don't remember everything about the design process, don't worry. Remember, I've curated a whole list of resources to help you. So let's go check them out. Introducing our Class Padlet. This is your one-stop shop for resources for the project needed to become an innovative designer. So let me tell you a little bit about this Padlet. Remember, your goal is to design for a real-world problem. And if you forget that discussion question that's to guide you, I've pasted it here again. And you're going to be using the design process to identify a problem and a solution. This is directly tied to the AASL standard that says learners construct new knowledge by problem solving through cycles of design, implementation, and reflection. This Padlet is set up to help you with every step of that design, implementation, and reflection in order. So let's take a second to look at how to navigate this Padlet. To navigate the resources in this Padlet, refer to the column titles at the top of the page. We have column titles such as About this Padlet, the design process, examples of innovative design, and so on. One thing that I want to point out to you guys is that there's a scroll bar at the bottom. In order to see all the resources, make sure you're scrolling all the way to the end until you get to our final step, reflection. Additionally, when you're looking at each column, that column is also scrollable. So make sure that you are scrolling and checking out all of the resource that is specifically tied to that topic. So let's go ahead and look at some of the resources that I have here for you. To begin, remember I told you, if you forgot a few things about the design process, have no fear. You can refer to this video below for a quick recap of the design process. It does a great job breaking down the highlights that you need to know. Now, I know that it can be scary to design such a huge project from scratch. So, in our next column, we have actual examples of innovative design from other students like you. These are students from High Tech High who have identified their own problems and created their own solutions, and they have documented every step of the process. This is a great place to go to see what other students are working on. However, I do want to note that these are just examples so you can see what a finished project looks like. You are not to recreate a project that is already on this page. You are identifying your own problem and designing your own creative solution. So just use this as a means to see what your end goal might be. The first step in our problem solution mission is to identify a design problem that's important to you. That can be difficult. So I have a lot of resources here to help you. Our first resource outlines 5 recommended steps you should take when you're choosing your own design problem. It walks you through, in order, what you should be thinking about when considering what you want to work on. Sometimes that still might not be enough. So if you're still having trouble choosing a design problem, check out this list of global issues to spark some ideas. On this United Nations website, they outline the top issues that are facing the entire world today. Maybe you'll find something in there that you're really passionate about. If you're still stuck, don't worry. We also have an additional list here of problems that are specific to the United States. Check out this page by the Heritage Foundation to see what America's biggest issues are. Who knows? Maybe your solution will be the key to solving one of these problems. And lastly, these are for my students that are really into politics. Here's a list of hot political topics that other students showed interest in. You can check out a list of these political problems and maybe you'll find the problem that you're passionate about, and that'll help you start thinking about what potential solutions you can create. Once you've identified your design problem, it's now time to start planning how you're going to respond to this problem, how you're going to put forth your solution. And that brings us to our next resource, the planning tools. I've curated 2 planning tools for you here. The first one is the Design Process Graphic Organizer. Now, this graphic organizer is great for brainstorming. This is what I would recommend in the beginning stages of your design, where you're writing down all of these different ideas that you may have. This graphic organizer is not meant to hold a lot of details. So once you have done your brainstorming and you've narrowed it down to one design problem and one solution you want to start working towards, then you're going to go to the next planning tool. Now, these tools are fantastic. There are 22 digital tools here aimed at helping you plan and manage your design. This is where you get down and dirty with the details, folks. These 22 digital tools are awesome at helping you plan your entire design process from beginning to end. So you make sure that your solution is the best solution for the problem you've identified. Once you've identified the problem and solution you're working towards, it's time to start working on your design. You have the option to create a physical object that will solve your problem, or you can tap into a lot of really cool digital tools for the final solution. I've highlighted 2 great digital platforms you might consider for your final project here. For example, in this first digital tool, you could design a PSA, which stands for Public Service Announcement, that informs the public about the problem you've identified and the recommended steps you think they should take in response to the problem. This site, Animoto, here is a great free video maker where you can create your own videos that look professional, almost like a commercial. Or you could use PictoChart to create an infographic. Now, just like the word sounds, an infographic is a series of graphics used to give information about your problem. And similar to the video in Animoto, a pictochart can be used to show the public what the problem is and what steps you recommend they take in response to the problem. So far, we've gone over the steps needed to both design and implement the solution to your problem. Our final step is reflection. Whether you've created a physical object in response to your problem or you've used digital tools to put forth your solution, every single person will take time to pause and reflect on their experience at the end of the project. Why, you ask? Well, innovative designers always reflect on their learning experience so they can take stock of all of the new things and all of the new processes that they've learned. So when you're done with your project, be sure to ask yourself the following reflection questions attached to this PDF document here. To access this PDF document and to access any of the links in the Padlet, all you simply do is click, and it will automatically open the attachment that you need to look at. So really make sure that you're saving time for this self-reflection so you can take stock of the steps that you did, what you enjoyed, what you found difficult, what really worked. And the key part is next time. Knowing what you know now, what would you do differently? This not only solidifies the process in your mind, it also helps you create an even better solution next time around. And at the end of the day, that is the goal. We are always working to strengthen those muscles and improve. I am so excited to see what problem you are passionate about and all the creative solutions you all design in response. Remember, while you are using the internet to help you identify and research your problem, your final solution can be a digital solution or an actual physical object that you have designed. When you're done, this is a great achievement to include on your resume. So you can show your future employers how equipped you are to design creative solutions to a problem. And remember, this skill directly ties to your everyday life. So next time you're tasked with a problem, think back to the steps you took in this project to help you identify the best solution. I know you guys will do an absolutely incredible job, and make sure you reach out if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.